that I have right behind me. Melania.
I was in like 15 years ago when I did Beetlejuice. I'm no longer, whatever the girl is, it's not me.
It was a very erotic book and a very kind of erotic idea, just with you know, the neck and I mean, there's something very sexual about it. It's not like he's just some sexy guy who comes up and says, "You're it," you know, come with me. It's like, it's something that's very, very old and very brewing and very mysterious, I think. And I think that there is something very attractive about, you know, mystery and darkness.
I had like a week to find a director because the rights were going up and it was going to be made into a TV movie or something like that, something complicated. And it just so happened, ironically, that Francis called me that week and wanted to meet with me on another project. And I went up to his house and talked to him about this other thing. And then, like, as I was leaving, I kind of gave him the script and said, you know, if you have any time to read this, I think you're perfect, because you know, to me he is it's like a walking opera, and the movie to me was like an opera, you know, very operatic. I thought he would be perfect. Yeah, I believe in endless love. I think I'm in endless love, but I don't know what the secret is.
I know we're all looking for it.
We're just, you know, you just gotta connect with someone who can have that, and you have everything.
Our movie, I mean, the life sucked out of you, but it was all in a very positive way.
Because it was Polly's favorite book, and it seemed fitting, and she seemed very much. Her spirit was very present when we were making the movie.
I remember I was about 12 when I first read it, and I remember I was really confused why they were making such a big deal out of it. She wanted to be a writer, and that was so weird. In those times, you know, she was having such a hard time because my mom's a writer, my dad's a writer, and why are they giving you such a hard time? So that was what struck me. I loved the book, and I loved that it was like a book about girls, adolescence, when most books written back then were either a girl or a woman. They really skipped over the in-between stage, awkward stage, and I thought it was really great that they explored that. I'd love to go back to a time where we, you know, had to write letters and took time to, you know, we made our own bread, and it just like, it would give me so much, you know, give us so much more time to like be with ourselves, because everything now is so easy that you don't appreciate things fly by you. You don't appreciate even relationships with other people because everyone's best friends for 2 weeks.
I do find a lot of interesting parallels in that society back then and today's society with the pressure, especially in the entertainment industry that I work in, you know, the pressure of what you wear, what your next movie is, who you keep company with. All those, everyone's whispering, gossip is gossip, and gossip is what ruined them, and gossip is what you see kind of ruin a lot of people who aren't strong enough to take it, which is not an insult, you know, which is just, you know, some people aren't built that way. It was funny, Marty's mother said to me after she saw the movie, she came up and she said, "You handled it like a lady. I would have beat the hell out of him." That's probably what I would have done too.
It was such a large group of my heroes. You know, usually you work with, if you're lucky, you get to work with one of your heroes every now and then, but it's kind of rare that you get to work with 12 of them, you know, and that was really wonderful and special.
You're going to have an intense romantic scene. Might as well be with him, I'd say.
Is so fast now and so loud and bright that you get bored if looking at something if you don't have a remote control and you can't fast forward it. It's like boring, and we have no patience anymore, and it's like, how much further can we possibly go? We're already, you know, I can't imagine it getting much louder or faster. I mean,
Actually, I can, listening to my brother's music, but, it's kind of, I don't know, I personally would love to go, I hope that we get to a point where we're so far ahead that we have to go back to convention, because that, to me, is very appealing, carriages, no more phones, carriages and making bread, and I mean, that to me is very romantic. And well, I couldn't relate to that personally because I was born in the 70s. So my generation is really the 80s. And I also didn't have television when I was growing up. So all of the TV references and the culture, 70s culture, retro, all those references went over my head, and I just had to kind of ask the other cast members what they were and kind of watch episodes and, stuff like that, which was kind of grueling.
She also didn't identify with the current generation cynicism.
I still am idealistic, and I still have a lot of hope, and I try not to be so cynical. And it's difficult, it's difficult when you feel so unsafe, and we all feel unsafe, young people, we feel unsafe in a sexual way, we feel really susceptible to, disease and violence, and there's that song, today was a good day because I didn't get killed. In this time when for the last 10 years of my life there's been a fear of AIDS, so that's become second nature to me and to people my age. So it's we're living in this time where we have no sense of what it would be like to be free and to be able to, just express ourselves in a more free way. We're constantly, this bundle of, anxiety and contradictions and completely inconsistent.
I'm going through the stage, personally in my life where I'm just really happy lately. Well, I was trying to sleep, but I couldn't, obviously. And then I heard on the news, or the thing that they have, and and my parents called, screaming. It was really exciting.
Last word, before you go in, how you feeling?
Sick.
I don't think that's the right answer, but I hope you can have a good time anyway.
Yeah, just a little nauseous. I didn't really expect to come back so soon, but it's great. It's absolutely incredible feeling.
Winona was surprised at the positive response Little Women got from some grown-up men.
Well, men did see it actually, but nobody talks about that. It really did have. The men saw it and then they couldn't believe they liked it, and a lot of men didn't admit going to it. But I think the only thing I've heard is that, it's just gotten an incredible reaction from all ages and both sexes, and I think more men saw it than people think.
Her escort on Oscar night was David Pirner, the lead singer of Soul Asylum. The two met at the band's performance for MTV's Unplugged.
Who will go with me? Well, my boyfriend, David Pirner. I've been trying to prep him because he didn't come last year, and he's terrified, and he just had his suit fitting, and he's just real nervous, and he's really, really excited because he's a great fan of the movie of Little Women, and he's really been great, kind of shares the excitement with me.
Nominated for 2 Oscars by the